Hey everybody, Quilt Marine here. So remember we put this thing up. We put it up, and we had strips to do, right? So I went ahead, I put a couple of strips together, but I'm gonna show you how we did it. All right. So remember how we put this up piece by piece, right? These go here, right? They're individualized. So we're just gonna pull the top down, all right, and the next one. We're gonna keep them together, right? Let's take them to the table. So here at the table, I'm just gonna align the two up, right? So what I try to do is this seam line right here, I try to keep it on the inside, at least 1/4 of an inch to the inside of this edge. Sorry about the dogs. Okay. All right, let's take it to the machine. So right in this gap right here is where we want to go with our seam line. We want it to be 1/4 inch exactly. So at the 1/4 inch, that would be like right in here, all right there. All right, and then when we get done bringing it down here, let's go ahead and, I'm sorry. Okay, let's put this in here, put the foot here. So when we finish our seam, we'll be coming out 1/4 inch right in that little groove, that V right there, okay? Let's cut that. Put the foot up, open it up, and that's what we have, okay? Now sometimes when you do that, you're gonna have like you're gonna have a dog ear. We can get to that later or now. We can cut it now or later, it doesn't matter. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it to the ironing board. All right, so on the ironing station I have my creases, right? So they're all going this way. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep that motion going. All right, I'm gonna keep it going that way. Okay, let's give it a look here. No worries. All right, so you got to remember, all right, so I had a hard time remembering where I was on this quilt, okay? So what I'll do is I'll go back to the wall, all right, put it on the wall real quick, and then remember where I was, okay? Let's go back to the wall. So this is where I'm at. All right, so we're good, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it back to the table, and I'm just going to start pulling these down one by one, okay? All right, we're right here, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and put that right there. Let's take it to the machine. All right, so if you're wondering what's going on, Gracie's chasing Gunner through the house, okay? Here we go. Here, 1/4 inch. Okay, so we're gonna keep doing this. Come up right there. All right, so right here we have, you know, we've got 3 together, so we're going to be putting the 4th one on. So if you notice right here, it's a little bit wonky here, just a little bit, going a little bit wonky, but I'm not worried about it because remember, this across here is going to be a 1/4 inch seam that we add to the next seam, okay? I'm not worried about it. I'm not looking for perfection, all right? My quilts aren't perfect, all right? My quilts have imperfections like we do as human beings. Okay, so we're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna add a couple more on, and then we're gonna put 2 strips together so that we can start putting this thing together because it has a home already, okay? What I'll do is I'll add a few more, and then we'll be back and we'll put 2 strips together, okay? Okay. All right, so we got a strip stud, right? Don't mind the noise. That's Gunner and Gracie down there playing. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna match up our strips, okay? Let's pull 2 down. Remember where we are. Let's put it on the table. Okay, so this is what we have. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna nest them up, okay? Let's face him over here. And I'm just gonna pin, okay? I'm gonna pin. I'm gonna check where my circles are, my kaleidoscopes, and pin. Because this is an odd match because one side goes to the other half and the bottom portion goes to another half. So the kaleidoscopes will be spaced out somewhat in this one, okay? No worries though. So just gonna grab a pin. All right, so let's start right here so you can see what we're doing. Okay, so look, that's the middle. This is the middle of one. Here's the middle of the other one that matches it, okay? So I'm just gonna nest that up and then we're just gonna pin, no worries. You hear that chomping? That's a bone. Okay, so we're gonna nest like eagles. All right, so the pattern is like 1, 2, and here's the pattern right here. And this is the one that matches it, all right? Just gonna nest that up. No worries, okay? Let's go into a good home. We're nesting like eagles. Okay, so what I do is I'll nest my kaleidoscopes first, and then I'll come to the middle section and pin the middle section, okay? But because these two, this one obviously faces that half, and this one faces the other half, so I don't have to worry about matching up a nest. So I'm just gonna pin this, okay? This is the very beginning, so we're just gonna pin it. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue on. We're gonna finish pinning it. And then once we get it pinned, we're gonna put our 1/4 inch seam along that edge that we pinned. And then what we'll end up is with something like this, okay? With 2 strips put together, okay? The 2 strips are put together. And then what we do is we put the 2 strips on each other to make 4, right? And then once we get done with that 4, then we'll put that seam together and make 8, and then we'll have our quilt top, okay? So those of you who are wondering about, look, so it took me forever to figure out, like, how do you get this edge right here, okay? All we do is we're gonna put it on the table. I'm gonna put my laser on it, and we're gonna cut that off, all right? Straight across. We're gonna square that edge off. Because if not, you're just gonna keep building the quilt taller and taller and taller, okay? And we're not gonna do that, okay? So we're just gonna, once we get done putting our strips together, then we're gonna square off this edge right here, and we'll have a completed quilt top, all right? So then I just need to find a purple backing, some nice batting. I think I'm gonna go with a heavy loft because the home that this is going to is up north, all right? So I hope Marsha uses it and doesn't put it on the wall, but we're gonna be prepared for both, okay? We're also gonna protect the surface. This will be one that I'm gonna Scotch guard this to protect it, okay? So we're gonna go through that as well, all right? It's going up north, so, you know, up north is rough. It's rough on quilts up north, okay? But no worries. So once I come back, I'm gonna show you how I put my 4s together. We'll have all our 4s together, and then we'll finish up this quilt top, okay? All right, so don't get too anxious because we're coming right back to this. I love doing kaleidoscopes, all right? I'm honing my skill. This is my very first one, all right? So don't be too rough on me. But Quilting Police, you're not invited. Look, my first kaleidoscope, I kind of understand a little bit. I've been reading books and watching videos. So the next one I go with, we're gonna go with some less aggressive colors so you can see more of where my mind works, okay? Which is really, really, really way left, okay? But thank you for watching, all right? Please subscribe, and remember, it's only fabric and it's only thread.